I'm half a mind to register an oath that I'll never have my hair cut again. And I was particularly emphatic in my instructions to the hairdresser only to cut the ends off. He must have thought I meant the other ends. Never mind, I shan't meet anybody to care about so early. 8 o'clock. I declare I haven't a moment to lose. Fate has placed me with the most punctual, particular, and peremptory of hatters, and I must fulfill my destiny. Open locked, whoever knocks.
Good morning, Colonel Cox. I hope you slept comfortably, Colonel.
I can't say I did be. I should feel obliged to you if you could accommodate me with a more protuberant bolster be. The one I've got now seems to me to have only about a handful and a half of feathers at each end and nothing whatever in the middle.
Anything to accommodate you, Captain Cox.
Thank you. Then perhaps you'll be good enough as to hold this glass while I finish my toilet.
Certainly. Why, I do declare you've had your hair cut.
Cut. It strikes me I've had it mowed. It's very kind of you to mention it, but I'm sufficiently conscious of the absurdity of my personal appearance already. I look as if I've been cropped for the militia.
The militia? I recollect when I was in the militia.
Now he's off on his hobby.
Yes, we were mounted on chargers. I recollect upon one occasion being seated firmly in my saddle for 8 hours, and I don't recollect being able to sit down again firmly for a considerable period afterwards.
Yes, yes, in those very days. Yes, yes, in those brilliant days. We gathered our laurels and rode on our bays. We gathered our laurels and rode on our bays. I mounted a horse in Her Majesty's force as one of the yeomen who'd meet with the foemen or when an invasion threatened the nation. And every man in the rear or the van found an occasion, and every man in the rear or the van found an occasion to sing. Rataplan, 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 plan, 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 rataplan, plan, plan. We sounded the trumpet, we beat the drum. Somehow the enemy, somehow the enemy, somehow the enemy didn't come. So I gave up my horse in Her Majesty's force, as there wasn't a foeman to meet with the yeoman, and so no invasion threatened the nation. There wasn't a man in the rear or the van who found an occasion. There wasn't a man in the rear or the van found an occasion to sing. Rataplan, 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 plan, 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 rataplan, plan, plan, rataplan, rataplan.
This comes of having one's hair cut. None of my hats will fit me. Never mind, this one appears to wobble about rather less than the others. And now I'm off. By the by, bouncer, I wish to know how it is that I frequently find my apartment full of smoke.
Why, I suppose the chimney...
The chimney doesn't smoke tobacco. I'm speaking of tobacco smoke. How is that?
Why, I suppose, yes, that must be it.
At present, I'm entirely of your opinion, because I haven't the slightest particle of an idea what you mean.
Why, the gentleman who has got the attics is already ever without a pipe in his mouth. And there he sits for hours and puffs away into the fireplace.
You mean to say that this gentleman's smoke, instead of emulating the example of all other smoke and going up the chimney, thinks proper to effect a singularity by taking the contrary direction?
Why,
And I suppose the gentleman of whom you are speaking is the same individual that I invariably meet coming upstairs when I'm going down, and going down when I'm coming up.
Well, yes.
From the appearance of his outward man, I should unhesitatingly set him down as a gentleman connected with the printing interest.
Yes, sir, and a very respectable young gentleman he is. Good morning, Colonel.
Stay, bouncer, stay. To me it has occurred that now's the time with you to have a word.
What can he mean? I tremble, oh, I tremble.
Listen.
With pleasure. Yes, I must dissemble.
That what arithmetic explains, take one from two, and only one remains. Take one from one, and as we have been taught, remainder none, that is, remainder not. Take one from two, take one from one, take one from one, and as we have been taught, remainder none, remainder none, that is, remainder not. You follow me. I think you can.
I do. Rat-a-plan, 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 plan, plan, plan.
Now cause is cause, as sure as eggs is eggs. Cause having stores no more than they have legs. But as you will admit, the case is so. Legs or no legs, my cause contrive to go, contrive to go, contrive to go. But as you will admit, the case is so, that legs or no legs, my cause contrive to go, contrive to go.
Well, I should say, or as it seems to me,
Exactly.
quite so,
Then we both agree.
as we agree. Good night.
I've something more to say. 'Tis not my cause alone,
Why this cruel tone?
but other things as dear as they to me. which in that little closet I carefully deposit. In them assured and gradual loss I see, until the case the poet's words express, small by degrees and beautifully less. Until the case the poet's words express, small by degrees and beautifully less. Small by degrees and beautifully less.
Beautifully, beautifully,
Beautifully less. And now, Sergeant Bouncer, I beg to announce, upon no was occasion as this half as good. Whatever may my cause there, these things go by wholesale, my lucifers, candles, tea, sugar, and wood.
Mr. Cox, my feelings overpower me. That his lodger, his friendly lodger, should once suspect that Bouncer is
A lodger.
as to who takes your coals, wood, and all that. It must have been.
No, no, 'twas not the cat.
Rataplan, I'm a military man, rough, honest, I hope, though unpolished. And I bet you a hat that as to the cat in the army's abolished.
Rataplan, you're a military man. Honest, I hope, though it doesn't appear. And as for the cat, the traitorous cat, if it isn't in the army, don't have it here.
Rataplan,
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 rataplan, rataplan, rataplan, rataplan, plan, plan,
rataplan,
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 rataplan, rataplan, rataplan, plan, plan.
rataplan, I'm a military man.
Rataplan, he's a military man.
I'm a military man.
He's a military man.
Oh, military.
A very military man, a military man. Rataplan, he's a military man. Honest, I hope, though it doesn't appear. And as to the cat, the treacherous cat, if it isn't in the army, and we won't have it here.
Rataplan,
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 rataplan, rataplan, rataplan, rataplan, plan, plan.
rataplan,
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 rataplan, rataplan, plan, plan.
rataplan, I'm a military man.
Rataplan, he's a military man.
I'm a military man.
He's a military man.
Oh, military.
A very military man, a military man. Rataplan, he's a military man. Honest, I hope, though it doesn't appear. And as to the cat, the treacherous cat, it isn't in the army. We won't have it here. Rataplan, he's a military man. A very military man, a military man.
He's gone at last. I declare I was all in a tremble for fear Mr. Box should come in before Mr. Cox went out. Luckily, they've not met yet, and what's more, they're not very likely to do so. But Mr. Box is hard at work at a newspaper office all night long and doesn't come home till morning. And Mr. Cox is busy making hats all day long and doesn't come home till night, so that I'm getting double rent for me room, and neither of me lodgers is any the wiser for it. And if they ask me any awkward questions, I can always put them off by singing, Rataplan, rataplan. Oh, a happy thought it was of mine, that it was. But I haven't an instant to lose. First, to put Mr. Cox's things out of Mr. Box's way.
And now to put the key where Mr. Cox always finds it. And then to make the bed, and don't let me forget that what's the head of the bed for Colonel Cox becomes the foot of the bed for Private Box. People's tastes do differ so. The very idea of Colonel Cox presuming to complain of such a boaster is this.
It was as much your fault as it was mine, sir. I say, sir, it was as much your fault as it was mine, sir.
Lord, Mr. Box, what is the matter?
Mind your own business, Bouncer.
Dear, dear Mr. Box, what a temper you're in, to be sure. Why, I declare you are quite pale in the face.
What color would you have a man to be who has been setting up long leaders for a daily paper all night?
But then you've all day to yourself.
So it seems. Far be it from me to hurry your movements, Bouncer, but I think it right to acquaint you with my immediate intention of divesting myself of my garments and going to bed.
Oh, certainly, Mr.
Stop.
Box.
Can you inform me who the individual is that I invariably encounter going downstairs when I'm coming up and coming upstairs when I'm going down?
The gentleman in the attic, sir.
Oh. There's nothing particularly remarkable about him, except his hats. I meet him in all sorts of hats. White hats and black hats, hats with broad brims and hats with narrow brims, hats with naps and hats without naps. In short, I've come to the conclusion that he must be individually and professionally associated with the hatting interest.
Yes, sir. And they tell me that's why he took the attics. By the by, Mr. Box, he did beg of me to request of you, as a particular favour, that you would not smoke quite so much.
Did he? Then you may tell the gentle hatter with my compliments that if he objects to the effluvia of tobacco, he had better domesticate himself in some adjoining parish.
You surely wouldn't deprive me of a lodger?
It would come to precisely the same thing, Bouncer, for if I detect the slightest attempt to put my pipe out, I at once give you warning that I shall give you warning at once.
Well, Mr. Box, is there anything more you want of me?
On the contrary, I've had quite enough of you. But
If
there is
ever.
one evolution I should much like to see you perform.
What's that?
Right about face! Quick march! It's quite extraordinary, the trouble I always have to get rid of that venerable warrior. He knows I'm up all night, and yet he seems to set his face against my indulging in a horizontal position by day. Now, let me see. Shall I take my nap before I swallow my breakfast? Or shall I take my breakfast before I swallow my nap? I mean, shall I swallow my nap before... No, never mind. I've got a rasher of bacon somewhere. I've the most distinct and vivid recollection of having purchased a rasher of bacon. Ah, here it is. And a penny roll. The next thing is to light the fire. Where are my lucifers? Now, upon my life, this is too bad of Bouncer. This is by several degrees too bad. I had a whole box full 3 days ago, and there's only one. I'm perfectly aware he purloins my coals and my candles and my sugar, but I did think, oh yes, I did think my lucifers would be sacred. Bouncer has been using my gridiron. The last article of consumption I cooked upon it was a pork chop, and now it is powerfully impregnated with the odor of red herrings. How sleepy I am, to be sure. I'd indulge myself with a nap if there was anybody to superintend the turning of my bacon. Perhaps it will turn itself. Hushed is the bacon on the grid. I'll take a nap and close I be nodding, nodding, knit, knit, nodding, 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 singing lullaby, 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 la 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 lullaby. Hush-a-bye, bacon on the cold top, till I awaken, there you will stop. Hush-a-bye, bacon on the cold top, lullaby, 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 lullaby. Sleep, gentle bacon, smoke amid, which circling up, smile on the fry. While I am nodding, nodding, knit, knit, nodding, 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 singing lullaby, 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 la 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 lullaby. Hush-a-bye, bacon on the cold top, till I awaken, there you will stop. Hush-a-bye, bacon on the cold top, lullaby, 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 lullaby.
My master is punctual, always in business, unpunctuality, even slight is in his sight, such a crime that's on showing my fist in his shop. I thought there'd be the devil to pay. Shop, I thought there'd be the devil to pay. My aged employer with his physiognomy shining from soap like a star in astronomy said, Mr. Cox, you'll oblige me and honor me if you will take this as your holiday. If you will take this as your holiday. Visions of Brighton and back and Rosseville, cheap at excursions already. The squash I fear fearing the rain, put on my Macintosh I will. Now for my breakfast, my light déjeuner. Now for my breakfast, my light déjeuner. I bought a mutton chop, so I shan't want any dinner. Good gracious, I forgot the bread. Oh, what's this? A roll, I declare. Come, that's lucky. Now then, to light the fire. Who presumes to touch my box of lucifers? Why, it's empty. I left one in it. I'll take my oath I did. Heyday. Why, the fire is lighted. Where's the gridiron? Upon the fire, I declare. And what's that on it? Bacon? Bacon it is. Well now, upon my life, there's a quiet coolness about Bouncer's proceedings that's almost amusing. He takes my last Lucifer, my coals, and my gridiron to cook his breakfast by. No, I can't stand this. Come out of that. Now then, for my breakfast things.
Come in. If that's you, Bouncer, you needn't be afraid. I wonder how long I've been asleep. Goodness gracious, my bacon! Hello, what's this? A chop? Whose chop? Bouncer's, I'll be bound. He thought to cook his breakfast while I was asleep. With my coals, too, and my gridiron, aha! But where is the bacon? Here it is. I'll pawn my life, Bouncer's going it. And shall I curb my indignation? Shall I falter in my vengeance? No! I'm sorry, sir. It was an accident. So much for Bouncer's breakfast, and now for my own. I may as well lay my breakfast things.
Come in. Oh, goodness, my chop! And what's this? The bacon again? Oh, pooh! Zoons, confound it! Dash it, damn it! I can't stand this! You'll excuse me, sir, but that is not the second time I have done that. Who are you, sir? Tell me who.
If you come to that, sir, who are you?
Who are you, sir?
What's that to you, sir?
What's that to who, sir?
Who, sir?
You,
sir. Who are you, sir?
Who are you, sir?
Tell me who, sir.
Who are you, sir? Tell me who,
Who
sir.
are you,
Who are
sir?
you,
Tell
sir?
me who,
Tell me
sir.
who,
Who
sir.
are you,
Who are
sir?
you,
Tell
sir?
me
Who
who
are you, sir? Yes, 'tis the printer.
Yes, 'tis the hatter.
Yes, 'tis the
hatter.
Printer, take a hint, leave the room, or else shall I vainly struggle with the fire, with the raging fierce desire to do you an injury,
Hatter, cease your clatter, leave the room, or else shall I vainly struggle with the fire, with the raging fierce desire to do you an injury,
Printer,
printer, take
Hatter,
a
sister,
printer,
clatter.
printer, take a
Hatter, sister,
printer,
clatter.
go, printer, printer, take a hit, printer, printer, take a hit, printer, 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 take a hit, go, printer, printer, take a printer, printer, take a hit, printer, 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 take a hit, go, printer, printer, take a hit,
Go! What are you doing in my room?
Your room. If on that you're bent, here is my receipt for rent.
Your receipt is very fine. If you come to that, sir, if you come to that, sir, here is my murder.
Bouncer,
He can settle the matter, turn up the man, bouncer, bouncer,
bouncer.
Rataplan, 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 rataplan.
rataplan, 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 plan, 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 rataplan,
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 rataplan, plan, plan, rataplan, rataplan,
rataplan, rataplan, plan, 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 rataplan,
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 rataplan, plan, 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 plan,
rataplan, rataplan, plan, plan.
rataplan,
Rataplan, rataplan, rataplan, rataplan, plan, 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 rataplan, 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 plan, 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 rataplan, 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 plan, 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 rataplan, 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 rataplan.
rataplan, 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 plan, 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 plan,
Rataplan, 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 plan, 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 rataplan, 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 plan, 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 rataplan, 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 plan, 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 rataplan, 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 rataplan.
What do you mean by singing rataplan, sir?
What do you mean by singing rataplan, sir?
I mean nothing, sir.
So do I, sir.
Very well, sir.
Very well, sir.
Rataplan, 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 plan, 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 rataplan, 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 plan, 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 rataplan, 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 plan, 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 rataplan, 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 rataplan. Rataplan, 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 plan, 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 rataplan, 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 plan, 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 rataplan, 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 plan, 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 rataplan, 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 plan, 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 rataplan, 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 rataplan.
Instantly remove that hatter.
Immediately turn out that printer.
Well, but gentlemen,
Explain.
Explain. Whose room is this?
Yes, whose room is this?
Doesn't it belong to me?
no,
Now you hear, sir, it belongs to me.
no, belongs to both of you.
Both of us?
Oh, yes, gents, don't be angry. But you see, this gentleman only being at home in the daytime, and that gentleman at night, I thought I might venture until my little back second floor room was ready.
When will your little back second floor room ready?
Tomorrow.
I'll take it.
So will I.
Excuse me, but if you both take it, you might as well just stop where you are.
I spoke first, sir.
With all my heart, sir. The little back second floor room is yours, sir. Now go!
Go? Who?
No, don't quarrel, gentlemen. You see, there used to be a partition here.
Then put it up.
Nay, I'll see if I can't have the other room ready this very day. Now, gents and officers, don't fight, but keep your temper.
What a disgusting position.
Will you allow me to observe that if you've not had any exercise today, you'd better go out and take it?
I shall not do anything of the sort, sir.
Very well, sir.
Very well, sir. However, don't let me prevent you from going out.
Don't flatter yourself, sir. Hello, that's my roll.
What are you about, sir?
What am I about? I'm about to smoke. Hello, put that window down, sir.
Then put your pipe out, sir.
There. There. I shall retire to my pillow.
I beg your pardon, sir, but I cannot allow anyone to rumple my bed.
Your bed, Hockey, sir. Can you fight?
No, sir.
No? Then come on.
Sit down, sir, or I shall instantly vociferate police!
I say, sir,
Well, sir,
although we are doomed to occupy the same room for a few hours longer, I don't see any necessity for our cutting each other's throats, sir.
no, sir. It's an operation I should decidedly object to.
And after all, I've no violent animosity against you, sir.
Nor have I any rooted antipathy to you, sir.
Besides, it was all Bouncer's fault, sir.
Entirely, sir.
Very well, sir.
Very well, sir.
Take a bit of roll, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Do you sing, sir?
I sometimes dabble in a serenade.
Then dabble away.
The buttercup dwells on the lowly mead, the daisy is bright to see, but bright of far are the eyes that read the thoughts in the heart of me. I come by night, I come by day, I come in the morn to sing my lay. I know my notes, I count each bar, and I've learned a tune on the gay guitar.
Fiddle diddle dum,
Fiddle little
fiddle diddle dum.
fiddle little diddle 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 fiddle little dum, fiddle little dum, fiddle little
I
fiddle
come by
little
night,
fiddle
I
little
come
fiddle
by
little
day,
fiddle little
I come in
fiddle
the
little
morn
fiddle
to sing my lay.
fiddle
I
little
know
fiddle
my
little
notes,
fiddle
I
little
count
fiddle little
each bar,
fiddle
and I've
little
learned
fiddle
a tune
little
on the gay
la 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 Fiddle diddle fiddle diddle dum, fiddle diddle fiddle diddle dum, fiddle diddle fiddle diddle dum, on the gay guitar.
The floweret shines on the minaret fair, the dahlia waves in the breeze. The cockchafer sighs in the midnight air, the dicky bird sings in the trees. I come by night, I come by day, I never the guitar can sweetly do. I play on the concertina. The concertina too.
Fiddle diddle
Diddle diddle dum.
fiddle diddle dum,
Diddle 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 dum.
fiddle diddle fiddle diddle dum, fiddle diddle fiddle diddle
I come by night,
fiddle
I
diddle
come
fiddle
by
diddle
day,
fiddle diddle
I come
fiddle
in
diddle
the
dum,
morn
fiddle
to
diddle dum,
sing
fiddle
my
diddle dum,
lay.
fiddle
I
diddle dum, fiddle
know my
diddle dum,
notes,
fiddle
I
diddle dum, fiddle
count
diddle
each
dum,
bar,
fiddle
and
diddle
I
dum,
plant
fiddle
a
diddle
tune
dum,
on
dum,
the
la 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 Fiddle diddle fiddle diddle dum, fiddle diddle fiddle diddle dum, fiddle diddle fiddle diddle dum, on the gay guitar.
Have you read this month's Bradshaw, sir?
No, sir, my wife wouldn't let me.
Your wife?
That is my intended wife.
Well, that's the same thing. I congratulate you.
Thank you, sir. You needn't disturb yourself. She won't come here.
Oh, I understand. You've got a snug little establishment of your own here on the sly, cunning dog.
No such thing, sir. I repeat, sir, no such thing, sir. But my wife, my intended wife, happens to be the proprietor of a considerable number of bathing machines.
Huh, where?
At a favorite watering place. How curious you are.
Not at all. Well,
Consequently, in the bathing season, which luckily is rather a long one, we see but little of each other. But as that is now over, I am daily indulging in the expectation of being blessed by the sight of my beloved. Are you married?
me? Why not exactly?
Ah, happy bachelor.
Why not precisely?
Oh, widower?
No, not absolutely.
You'll excuse me, sir, but at present I don't understand how you can help being one of the three.
Not help it?
No, sir, not you nor any other man alive.
Ah, that may be. But I am not
You'll
alive.
excuse me, sir, but I don't like joking about such subjects.
But I'm being perfectly serious. I've been defunct for the last 3 years.
Will you be quiet, sir?
If you won't believe me, I'll refer you to a very large, numerous, and respectable circle of disconsolate friends.
My very dear sir, if there does exist any ingenious contrivance whereby a man on the eve of committing matrimony can leave this world and yet stop in it, I shouldn't be sorry to know it.
Then there's nothing more easy. Do as I did.
I will. What is it?
Drown yourself.
Will you be quiet, sir?
Listen. Not long ago it was my fate to captivate a widow at Ramsgate.
It is hard to state the same at Margate ditto.
By her not liking to be kissed, I thought I'd better try to. In the lifeguards or blues enlist.
That's hard, and so did I too.
I was not tall enough, they said.
Too short, they said of me.
The infantry I entered,
and I the infantry.
My widow offered to purchase my discharge from the marching line. Oh,
How odd coincidentally the very same did mine. Oh,
I hesitated to consent. For my consent she waited. I gave it.
with mine I went, and never hesitated.
The happy day came near at length. We hoped it would be sunny. I found I needed all my strength to face the ceremony. I suddenly found out I was unworthy to possess her. I told her so at once because I feared it might distress her. Before the words were out of my mouth, there came from the north and flew to the south a something that came unpleasantly near, clattering, spattering, battering, shattering, dashing, clashing, smashing, flashing, slashing, crashing, hissing but whizzing right past my ear. It shattered itself on the mantelpiece. Whop!
What was it?
A tremble! The basin called slop. It fell at my feet. It would have put the back of a man who was ever so meek up, but being thus baited, I retaliated and hurled at my widow a crockery teacup.
Between you then there was a fraction,
And I was threatened with an action.
Oh, tell! Proceed.
One morn, when I had finished my ablution, I took,
A walk.
no sir, a resolution. Friends or foes, none suppose, nobody knows what I does. I tied up my clothes, my shirt and my hose, my socks for my toes, my linen for nose. I think of my woes, and under the rose I pack up my bundle, and off I goes.
I see. You left in a tiff.
Listen. I solemnly walked to the cliff, and singing a sort of a dulcet dirge, put down my bundle upon the verge. Heard the wild seagull's mournful cry, looked all around, there was nobody nigh, none but I on the cliff so high, and all save the sea was bare and dry. And I took one look at the wave below, and I raised my hands in an agony throe, and I stood on the edge of the rock so steep, and I gazed like a maniac on the deep. I cried, farewell, farewell to earth, farewell, farewell to the land of my birth, farewell, farewell to my only love, to the sea below and the sky above. With a glance at the sea of wild despair, I cried, I come. My bundle lay there,
Just there.
at the edge where the Coast Guard's way was chalked. Then away In the opposite way I walk.
What a clever man, what a capital plan. I've listened with attention. I think that I should like to try your wonderful invention. What a clever man, what a capital plan. I've listened with attention. I think that I should like to try your wonderful invention. I think I begin to have some slight perception of your meaning. Ingenious creature, you disappeared, the suit of clothes was found.
Exactly. And in one of the pockets of the coat or the waistcoat or the pantaloons, I forget which, there was also found a piece of paper with these affecting farewell words. This is thy work, O Penelope Ann.
Penelope Ann! Penelope Ann!
Penelope Ann,
Originally widow of William Wiggins,
widow of William Wiggins,
proprietor of bathing machines,
proprietor of bathing machines,
at Margate.
and Ramsgate.
And it must be she. And you, sir, you are Box, the lamented long-lost Box.
I am.
And I was about to marry the interesting creature you so cruelly deceived.
Ah, then you are Cox.
I am.
I heard of it. I congratulate you. I give you joy. And now I think I'll go and take a stroll.
No, you don't. I'll not lose sight of you till I've restored you to the arms of your intended.
My intended? You mean your intended?
No, sir, yours.
How can she be my intended now that I am drowned?
You're no such thing, sir, and I prefer presenting you to Penelope Ann. Permit me then to follow the generous impulse of my nature. I give her up to you.
Benevolent being, I wouldn't rob you for the world. Good morning.
Stop!
Unhand me, Hatter, or I shall cast off the lamb and assume the lion. Pooh! An insult to my very face, under my very nose. You know the consequences, sir. Instant satisfaction, sir.
With all my heart, sir. Bouncer, bouncer, bouncer.
Got a plan, got a plan, got a plan, got a plan, got a plan.
What is it, gentlemen?
Pistols for two.
Yes, sir.
Stop! You don't mean to say, thoughtless and misguided militiamen, that you keep loaded firearms in the house?
Oh, no. They're not loaded.
Then produce the murderous weapons instantly.
I say, sir,
Well, sir,
what's your opinion of dueling, sir?
I think it's a barbarous practice, sir.
So do I, sir. To be sure, I don't so much object to it when the pistols are not loaded.
No, sir. I dare say that does make some difference.
And yet, sir, on the other hand, doesn't it strike you as rather a waste of time for two people to keep firing pistols at one another with nothing in them?
No, sir, no more than any other harmless recreation.
Hark ye, why do you object to marry Penelope Ann?
Because, as I've already observed, I can't abide her. You'll be happy with her.
Happy? Me? With the consciousness that I have deprived you of such a treasure? No, no,
Box, don't think of me, Box. I shall be sufficiently rewarded by the knowledge of my Box's happiness.
Don't be absurd, sir.
Then don't you be ridiculous, sir.
I won't have
No
her.
more will I.
I have it. Suppose we draw lots for the lady, eh, Mr. Cox?
That's fair enough, Mr. Box.
Or what say you to dice?
With all my heart, sir. Dice by all means.
That's lucky. Bouncer's nephew left a pair here yesterday. He sometimes persuades me to have a throw for a trifle, and as he always throws sixes, I suspect they're good ones.
I've no objection at all to dice. I lost £1.17 and sixpence at last bonnet races to a very gentlemanly-looking man who had a most peculiar knack of throwing sixes. I suspected they were loaded, so I gave him another half-crown, and he gave me the dice.
Now then, sir.
I'm ready, sir. You lead off, sir.
As you please, sir. The lowest throw, of course, wins Penelope Ann.
Very well, sir.
Very well, sir. Sixes.
That's a good throw for you. Sixes.
That's not a bad one, too. Sixes.
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 Very good dice.
You're so nice.
Suppose we arrange, if it suits you to change.
Oh, very well. That I will do to please a gentleman such as you.
Sixes.
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 Oh, this is absurd.
I never have heard of such wonderful throws as I've seen with those. Oh, this is absurd. I never have heard of such wonderful throws as I've seen with those.
Sixes.
Sixes looks like sixes.
Sixes.
Sixes looks like sixes with such a throw. There's nobody can ever settle the case of Penelope Ann. With such a throw, there's nobody can ever settle the case of Penelope Ann. Penelope Ann, Penelope Ann.
It's perfectly absurd. You're all going on throwing sixes in this sort of
I
way.
shall go on till my luck changes.
I have it. Suppose we toss for the lady.
With all my heart, sir. Where's my tossing sixpence?
Where's my lucky shilling?
Where's my lucky shilling?
Now then, sir, heads win.
Very well. Or tails lose, whichever you prefer.
It's all the same to me, sir.
Very well. Heads I win, tails you lose.
Yes. No. Heads win, sir.
Very well, sir.
Heads.
Head.
Head.
Couldn't you say something else instead?
Head.
Head.
I wish an occasional tail you'd try.
Head.
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 I nail your sixpence. Hello, it's got no tail. I've a mind to pitch you out on the lead.
Your shilling, I find, has got two heads. You swindler, you cheat, take care of my feet. Out of my room, sir, and into the street. Turn me out, try it, that is, if you can. Swindler, cheat, vagabond, swindler, cheat.
You swindler, cheat, vagabond, thief. Swindler, cheat, vagabond, thief.
Down, sir!
Rataplan, 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 rataplan.
Rataplan, 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 pan, 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 pan. Rataplan, 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 pan, 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 pan. Rataplan, 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 pan, 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 pan. Rataplan, 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 rataplan. Rataplan, 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 pan, 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 pan. Rataplan, 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 Is the little back second floor room ready?
Not quite, gentlemen. I couldn't find the pistols, but I have brought you a letter. It came by the General Post yesterday. I do not know how I came to forget about it, for I put it carefully in my pocket.
And you've kept it carefully in your pocket ever since?
Yes, sir. I hope you forgive me, sir. By the by, I paid tuppence for it.
Did you? Then I do forgive you. Margate. The postmark decidedly says Margate.
Oh, doubtless a tender epistle from Penelope Ann.
Then read it, sir.
Me, sir.
Of course. You don't suppose I'm going to read a letter from your intended?
My intended. Pooh. It's addressed to you. C-O-X.
Do you think that's a C? It looks to me like a B.
Nonsense. Fracture the seal.
Goodness gracious!
Gracious goodness!
Margate, May the 4th. Sir, I hasten to convey to you the intelligence of a melancholy accident that has bereft you of your intended wife. He means your intended.
No, yours. However, it's perfectly immaterial. Go on.
Poor Mrs. Wiggins went for a short excursion in a sailing boat. A sudden and violent squall soon afterwards took place, which it is supposed upset her, as she was found 2 days afterwards, keel upwards.
Poor woman.
The boat, sir. As her man of business, I immediately proceeded to examine her papers, amongst which I soon discovered her will, the following extract from which will, I have no doubt, be satisfactory to you. I hereby bequeath my entire property to my intended husband. Oh, excellent but unhappy creature!
Generous, ill-fated being.
And to think that I tossed up for such a woman.
When I remember that I staked such a treasure on the hazard of a die.
I'm sure, Mr. Box, I cannot sufficiently thank you for your sympathy.
And I'm sure, Mr. Cox, you couldn't feel more if she had been your own intended.
If she had been my own intended, she was my own intended.
Your intended? Come, I like that. Didn't you very properly observe just now that I proposed to her first?
To which you very sensibly replied that you'd come to an untimely end.
I deny it.
I say you have.
The fortune's mine.
Mine.
I'll have it.
Will I?
I'll go to
So
law.
will I.
Stop! A thought strikes me. Instead of going to law about the property, suppose we divide it.
Equally.
Equally. I'll take 2/3.
That's fair enough, and I'll take 3/4.
That won't do. Half and half.
Agreed. And there's my hand upon it.
And mine.
Oh, postman again.
Postman yesterday, postman today.
Another letter, Colonel Cox. Tuppence more.
I forgive you again.
God blimey.
Another trifle from Margate. Goodness gracious!
Gracious goodness!
Happy to inform you, false alarm.
Sudden squall, boat upset. Mrs. Wiggins, you're intended.
Picked up by steamboat,
Carried into Boulogne.
returned here this morning,
We'll start by early train tomorrow.
and be with you at 10 o'clock exact.
Cox, I congratulate you.
Fox, I give you joy.
I'm sorry, most important business at the Colonial Office will prevent my witnessing the truly happy meeting between you and your intended. Good morning.
Obviously for me to retire, not for words would I disturb the rapturous meeting between you and your intended. Good
If
morning.
you'll excuse me, our last arrangement was she was your intended.
No, sir, yours.
Yours?
Yours.
Huh? What's that? A cab's drawn up at the door. No, it's a twopenny omnibus.
A lady's got out.
There's no mistaking that majestic person. It's Penelope Ann.
Your intended.
Yours.
Yours.
Huh? She's coming upstairs.
Shut the door. I just stepped out.
So have I.
Oh, only you? Then where's the lady? Upon your honor.
As the militiaman.
Give it to me. Put it under. Goodness gracious!
Gracious goodness.
Dear Mr. Cox, pardon my candor.
But being convinced that our feelings, like our ages, do not reciprocate
I hasten to apprise you of my immediate union
with Mr. Knox.
Huzzah!
Three cheers for Knox.
The little back second floor room is quite ready.
I don't want it.
No more do I.
What shall part us?
What shall tear us asunder?
Cox!
Cox! You'll forgive the apparent insanity of the remark, but the more I gaze on your features, the more I'm convinced that you're my long-lost
The
brother.
very observation I was going to make to you.
Ah, tell me, in mercy, tell me, have you such a thing as a strawberry mark on your left arm?
No.
Then it is he!
Of course we stop where we are.
Of course.
For between you and me, I'm rather partial to this house.
So am I. I begin to feel quite at home in it.
Everything's so clean and comfortable.
And the master of it, from what I have seen of him, seems very anxious to please.
So he is. And I vote, Box, that we stick by him.
Agreed. My hand upon it join, but yours agree the house will hold us.
And to good lodgers, Bouncer gets hid in his arms and fold us.
Oh yes, yes to arms and walls alarms. You remember, of course, when I mounted in Her Majesty's horse as one of the yeomen who cope with the foemen. Oh, then an invasion threatened the nation,
And there's no occasion to sing. Rataplan, 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 dun, 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 dun. For rataplan, Penelope Ann has married another respectable man. 3 cheers for Knox, who lives at the docks, and may he live happily if he can. Rataplan, 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 dun, 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 dun. For rataplan, Penelope Ann has married another respectable man. 3 cheers for Knox, who lives at the docks, and may he live happily if he can. Rataplan, 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 rataplan.